Hey, two of us here. Subscribe for more horror stories. The Beginning of the End. 29th of April, 2071. BBC Breaking News.
It has been approximately 724 days since the beginning of what has been termed the Armageddon, the end of days and the extinction of planet Earth. Approximately 2 years ago, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration Agency, European Space Agency, and China National Space Administration Agency have all confirmed that the Earth has left its trajectory, moving at a disturbing speed of 35 kilometers per second. It is no news that the Earth is now on a journey to total extinction, as oxygen levels in the atmosphere have also dropped by 3.09% due to increasing distance away from the Sun, which is now recorded to be at a distance of approximately 50,000 kilometers from Earth. There has also been an increase in the number of deaths due to unidentified reasons over the last 6 months. Religious clerics have termed it as the end of the world, and advised mankind to get closer to God. Multitudes of people have been seen sleeping in pilgrimage grounds, churches, mosques, and religious shrines after receiving a recent report from NASA that the Earth is now approaching the famous ringed planet itself, Saturn, which has also detached itself from its orbit, and after diverse calculations, predictions, and estimates, it has been declared that the chances of a catastrophic collision between these two mighty planets is approximately 67.2%. The cause of this catastrophe is currently unknown, and a team of astronauts have been sent on a last hope mission to discover, and if possible, provide answers, as the fate of the human race now rests on this team. I am Diana Fox, reporting from BBC headquarters, Westminster, London.
Wristwatches and clocks have become useless, as scientists can no longer calculate the time, because the Earth has lost her rotational sequence as it was before. And it has also been confirmed that the Earth's rotational speed is on the rise. She has also lost her revolutionary pattern, and is now floating in space, and has been moving towards an unknown destination, until recent sightings of Saturn. Apparent sunrise and sunset happens twice a day, according to the formerly used solar time at Greenwich Meridian. The distance between the Earth and the Moon has also increased, and space agencies around the world are controlling artificial satellites to stay in range with the Earth, in order to keep in touch with happenings in outer space. Natural disasters like earthquakes in Nepal, the United States, Tahiti, and the most recent in Africa, which drew further confirmations that the end is nigh, as Africa has never experienced such a devastating earthquake in its history.
If you can hear me out there, this is the command pilot speaking. This may be my last message. The rest of my team are dead. Something is out here. I fear that all hope is lost. You need to
Colonel Barnes stepped up to give his briefing. Those were the last words from the command pilot of the previous mission before the line went dead, he started. Whatever is out there must be causing some sort of chaos in our solar system. I'm convinced that it is what has been causing the strange happenings in our world as we know it. Somehow, our satellites have been unable to identify anything unusual. Whatever is out there has succeeded in shielding their activities from us with more advanced technology. The only reason the Earth has not been crushed into a lump of molten magma is because, somehow, our gravitational pull is still miraculously in place, but no one is sure how much longer this miraculous grace will hold. A single drop or rise in gravity will result in the total extinction of mankind. Colonel Barnes stepped aside for General Hunter to continue the briefing. We send you into space today, not as astronauts, but equipped as soldiers, General Hunter began. We're sending you all to war in an unknown territory, and this will not be an easy task. But have in mind that you will be fighting for a greater cause. You will be fighting for the lives of your family, friends, your nation, and the entire human race as we know it. Whatever is out there is the enemy, and thousands have already lost their lives in this madness. Our hopes rest on you, my brothers. Thank you for taking this mission, and we hope for your good return. Godspeed. Those were the last words we heard before boarding the rocket ship. We were probably all flying to our deaths, but what difference did it make? We were going to die anyway if we remained on Earth. We might as well die fighting for a cause. "Cheer up, brother," Anderson said. "It's going to be a fun ride." We were 4 members, a small crew for such a huge task, I thought as I tried to force a chuckle, even though my heart screamed in my chest. I swallowed hard and braced for liftoff. This was my first space trip. We'd been flying through space for almost a month when we finally approached the coordinates where the previous crew had lost connection with the Mission Control Center back on Earth. Everyone breathed hard as we were all ready and suited up with our various advanced weapons and gadgets. We were ready for almost anything, except this. A loud bang erupted from the southernmost chamber of the spaceship. Something just landed on top of us. Everyone charged up their laser guns as we all proceeded to the southmost chamber. We soon arrived at the south chamber as an explosion erupted at the side of the room, ushering in a strange-looking creature. My jaw dropped as I stared at the creature in a trance. It was unlike anything I had ever seen. I was in front. "Oh, Jesus," I exclaimed as I froze. "Brandon, shoot the damn creature!" A voice barked behind me, which I guessed was Sam, but I was too shocked to pull the trigger. The alien screeched loudly and launched towards me when Anderson pushed me aside and fired continuously towards the alien while screaming at the top of his lungs. A deafening cry and dropped back out into space. "Is it dead?" Sam asked curiously. "I think it is," Anderson declared, smiling to himself. Suddenly, the alien returned, grabbed Anderson, and disappeared back into space as all the crew fired in its direction. "Get your fucking head back in the game, soldier!" Sam barked as I stared into space.
H4 is damaged. We need to drop that damn thing. Move to H3.
The commander's voice echoed through the speakers. He was talking about the chambers. There were 4 space chambers on our rocket ship, and one had just been destroyed.
There is a space tracker on Anderson, and we're all gonna follow it. Let's all hope that Anderson did not die in vain. Hopefully it will lead us to their base.
Commander Roberts continued. I felt guilty, but my team understood, and they encouraged me to be brave.
Fear is for the weak.
Commander Roberts had told me.
The brave fear with their heads, but they do not let it get to their hearts,
He added. The tracker had come to a steady halt, but it took us 2 days to get to the point, and we were greeted by a terrifying sight. A massive spaceship hovered steadily in the open space as aliens swarmed around the ship in a coordinated manner. Some sort of strange energy seemed to be emanating from the ship, directed towards the Earth. "This is Commander Roberts requesting an audience with the Mission Control Center. Do you copy?" Our pilot immediately spoke into the radio.
This is Mission Control Center. We hear you loud and clear. What is your status?
A voice echoed back. "Anderson has been taken by some aliens, but—"
Sorry, Commander.
General Hunter interrupted.
If I can hear you correctly, did you just say aliens?
"Yes, sir. Aliens. We just fought one off, sir, and I think we found what has been causing all the chaos in our solar system. Connecting to live feed now," Commander Roberts replied as he proceeded to push a few buttons. I could hear the loud gasp through the radio from the center back on Earth. They were as surprised as we were. This had finally confirmed that we were never alone all along. We didn't completely understand what these extraterrestrial neighbors were doing to our solar system, or how they were able to mask themselves from our satellites as they were not that far from the Earth, but we didn't care. We needed to get the coordinates of this location back to Earth and bomb the hell out of it. The Earth needed to stop moving towards Saturn. Sir, I think they just spotted us, Sam declared. Hundreds of alien spaceships approached us, and at that moment, we knew we were never going to make it back. We had just one more mission. Get the coordinates back to the Mission Control Center. Even if the aliens didn't get us, it would be nearly impossible to escape the force of whatever would be shot at the spaceship. We had just gotten information that the Earth was a few days away from Saturn, and something had to be done quickly. Back on Earth, prime ministers, presidents, scientists, and top military and space research officials from nations around the world had come together behind closed doors in a bid to launch several advanced nuclear warheads at the spaceship hovering above Earth. Critical measurements and calculations had to be put in place quickly, as the Earth was now slowly approaching the ringed planet. We knew it was going to be a nearly impossible task, but it was still worth a try as Commander Roberts now meandered his way around the various obstacles in space, away from the alien spaceship. But the aliens had already given chase as they trailed closely behind atop several smaller ships. Sam and I stood aboard the spaceship, shooting down as many aliens as we could as Commander Roberts worked on the coordinates.
You can return back to the ship, boys. I've secured the coordinates. It's time to switch up the heat.
Commander Roberts' voice echoed through the speakers as we quickly retreated into the ship.
We can still make it out of here just in time. Have faith, boys,
he said as he sped back towards Earth. He switched to supersonic speed as everyone buckled up for a bumpy ride. On Earth, the entire world stared up to the heavens as they looked to the skies, which were covered with advanced nuclear missiles being shot from every corner around the world. Proper estimations had been carried out to keep the missiles away from the path of Commander Roberts' team, as the entire world hoped that the missiles will be able to eliminate the threat. An alien ship suddenly crashed into ours, throwing Roberts off balance as we lost control at supersonic speed and crashed into a nearby asteroid. Our ship was wrecked. The aliens began to retreat after they sighted the incoming rain of missiles. Our ship soon exploded, throwing me into space. As I floated in the vast, open void, Sam and Commander Roberts remained still, floating calmly. They were probably dead. I noticed that my helmet had cracked as oxygen began to siphon away from my suit's atmosphere. I took one last glance at the beauty of the Earth from above. It was an honor to have been part of this mission.